Hello guys, what's up? InkSlasher44 here, and today it's the next episode in the My First series, and this time we're going to talk about my first video game. A little less interesting of a subject than other things we've talked about, but nonetheless, it's a very important thing to talk about, and I'm not just going to talk about my first video game, I'm going to talk about kind of my video game history before multiplayer kind of happened, and we'll get into a little bit of the multiplayer aspect of it later. But anyway, so my video games addiction, not addiction, my video game prowess kind of started when I was very young. When I was in kindergarten, my mom had a boyfriend at the time who was really into video games. He was actually like partially in the Navy and partially a lawyer too, but he got me an emulator on my computer for an SNES. And at the time, the SNES was like the only system out aside, I think actually N64 was out at that time, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so the SNES was still like one of the top systems at the time, and I got it on my computer. So I had like Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong 64, all these, or not Donkey Kong 64, Donkey Kong Country, sorry, and all these awesome games on my computer at the time. And I remember in kindergarten, I got chicken pox, and the entire time I had chicken pox, the only thing I remember from that was having to put on that stupid pink lotion and playing Yoshi's Island on my computer. And at this time, I was like 5 years old, so it just shows you how young I was when I started playing video games. And then from there, I kind of, after that, I started playing NHL 1990, what was it, 1994? No, it was like 1995 on my computer, and I loved that game, and I was always the, who was that? The Florida Panthers, I would always do the same thing. I would win my games like 17-1. I would just have one guy rush up the side and then pass it to the guy in the middle and take a one-timer, and it would score every time. And somehow I managed to figure that out when I was like 7 years old. But then, going into, I don't remember whether it was grade 1 or grade 2, I got a Nintendo 64 for Christmas. And oh my god, to this day, that is my most memorable Christmas present. I remember getting up, I had no idea what I was getting that Christmas, and I opened a Nintendo 64, and it came with Star Wars racing, which was, you didn't race cars or anything. It was those from the first Star Wars movie. It was those like pod racer things that I don't even know what they really were. But anyway, that game was awesome, and I played that, and I remember when I was, what grade would that be in? Grade 3 and 4. Me and my one friend, we used to play Mario Party constantly. Mario Party and Mario, it doesn't matter how you say it. I know there's someone's gonna say something about it in the comments. But anyway, we played that so much that we wouldn't stay up late at sleepovers. What we would do is we'd go to bed at like 9 o'clock and then get up at like 3 in the morning. And it was awesome. Like, it was, what would happen is we'd go to bed really early and then get up at like 3 and sneak downstairs and plug in the N64 and just play Mario, we also played Mario 64, but Mario Party 3 and then Mario Tennis until like 3 in the afternoon the next day. So we'd play like 12 hours straight, and those were the days. That is like one of the things I remember most from like my childhood, and it was awesome. Like I don't know, everything about it. And then that same year that we started that, my one friend, the same friend, he had a hernia, so he had to get it removed. So I gave him Mario Party 3 for while he was at home, because he couldn't go to school obviously, and like literally he lost it. He played it, so I think he broke it, but then he put it somewhere and then lost it. So we played the fuck out of that game. And the Mario Tennis 2, we played that. And then after that, after Nintendo 64, GameCube, it kind of just was a normal kid's life with the GameCube and everything. But also, I still have every handheld Nintendo system that came out except for the 3DS. And I probably won't get one. But I have the Game Boy, the regular Game Boy, the enormous one, the Game Boy Pocket. I have the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, Game Boy everything Game Boy I have. And I had so many games for that. Like, I had, like, even games that nobody even heard of, like Inspector Gadget. Like, all these games I would play. And, yeah, that all started out with, like, the emulators from when I was really little. And, so this just goes to show you that just have fun playing all your video games when you're young. Because, honestly, those are some of the best memories I have. Like, I remember one example is, we played Paper Mario. We went on this Paper Mario kick for, like, the longest time. And, we got up one morning, probably about 4 o'clock in the morning, and we had hockey that day. So, and I think we had hockey at, like, 8 in the morning. So we get up and we play and we get through like the second and third stars in Paper Mario, sorry. And we were just killing it that morning, and I don't know why I remember that so well. But yeah, we used to play all those games so much. But yeah, so that's really how my video game started, and then I later got into Halo, which started the whole online thing for me. And that started with Halo 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. That was all about my first video games. I'm just going to call it my first video game because it sounds better. And my final score in that game, I believe, was 28-2. Yeah, 28-2. So that's pretty good. So guys, if you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up and a comment letting me know what you think. And until next time, guys, peace out.